right, so an update just came out at noon about this, still holding Category 4. Still a long way to go. We're just at the very beginning of all this.
Yes, and it's picking up that speed very quickly. It's pretty much doubled in how fast it's advancing through the Gulf because, again, as it's approaching landfall, that speed's starting to pick up. So with that landfall tonight happening sometime likely after 8 p.m. and then sometime before about midnight or so. So we'll be watching this very closely as we get into the evening hours. As Stephen mentioned, still a Category 4 storm, maximum sustained winds up to 145 miles per hour. This storm is very powerful. It's already leading to tornado warnings throughout much of South Florida because of those outer bands just so circular, and those are, again, creating big problems for areas of South Florida. Still going to be a Cat 3 major hurricane as it makes landfall sometime this evening. Again, notice that this is right around 8 o'clock tonight, just before making landfall. And that cone of uncertainty still has Sarasota right in the center there. So it's looking like this storm remains just to the south of the Tampa Bay area. In terms of landfall, we won't know. It still could nudge either north or south throughout the next several hours. So we won't know exactly where that landfall is going to be until it makes that landfall later on tonight, but watching very closely. Already seeing a lot of rainfall pulling into the Sarasota area, west coast of Florida dealing with this, up toward Tampa, down toward areas of Fort Myers as well, dealing with some heavy rainfall. Throughout the duration of its lifetime, remains a Category 1 storm at least as it moves across the entire state of Florida. The impacts from this storm are going to be expansive and felt pretty much throughout the entire state, whether it's the rain, whether it's the surge, the wind, and then even the tide for areas of Florida a little bit closer to Destin and over toward the Alabama border there, the riptide, the current there. All right, so as we go through the next several days, it continues to move out into the Atlantic and then stays out there. So no impacts felt here locally, but I know a lot of us have friends or family down in Orlando or down in Florida, areas that are going to be hit pretty hard here. So looking at the storm surge possibility, looking at anywhere from 8 to 12 feet right around Tampa Bay. Areas of Anna Maria Island, if you're familiar with that, just south of Tampa by about 2.5 hours or so. Still looking at potentially seeing a surge up towards about 15 feet. That's going to be right around Sarasota and then to the south. And then right around Cape Coral, anywhere from 8 to 12, around the Fort Myers area as well. The impacts of this storm are going to be felt not just from the surge, so that's a wave basically coming inland and leading to that high of water. Then on top of that, still talking about potentially up to a foot of rainfall for areas of Florida right around Tampa, inwards, closer to Orlando. Jacksonville just on the fringe of that, looking like Jacksonville is not going to see as high of rainfall totals. Good news there. And then areas south of Tampa looking at picking up anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of rain. That's going to be right around Fort Myers. Looking like Miami as well is going to miss out on some of those high rainfall totals. So again, this storm is going to have serious impacts for areas of Florida. Watching as it moves inland for the next several hours into tonight, and we'll be sure to keep you updated on when that landfall is going to be happening. Here locally, we're taking a hard turn here, but here locally, our weather is gorgeous. I mean, we've got this blue sky. This is going to stick around for quite some time. High pressure in control. Temperatures remain in the upper 60s right now, but then we do start to warm up into the 70s here this afternoon. Most of us looking at a high just under 75. Futurecast is going to stay nice and quiet and calm. We're looking at gorgeous weather, not just today, but through the day tomorrow as well, and then into the weekend. Temperatures do warm just a hair. We'll top out in the upper 80s or upper 70s, low 80s. Saturday into Sunday, and then heading into next week, we've got this cool down on the way with a cold front that brings us the slight potential of an isolated shower. I think most of us wind up staying dry, but temperatures are going to be stuck in the 60s and in the 50s, and those overnights falling down into the 30s. And we're looking at the potential for some frost on Tuesday morning, guys.